Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. It's Sunday morning, January the 29th. I hope everybody is doing well today, and I want to say thank you to all of my subscribers who have joined in prayer for our YouTube family members here who have requested it. I do have a few more requests, which I will add those in a different video than this. But this video is going to be something different. It's about something that I very seldom discuss on my channel. I just feel like it doesn't really have a place. I try to keep my videos fun and happy and exciting and just fun, basically, with my storytelling and my cooking and all of my little flops in the kitchen and everything. But this is something that is near and dear to my heart. Because of my son Jeremy, and we're coming up on February, which is the month that all three of my children were born. Jason was born on February the 10th. My son Jeremy, who is now deceased, was born on February the 18th, and my baby Jill was born on February the 26th. Yes, they're all 8 days apart. We had a birthday party every weekend in February when they were growing up. But this is very disturbing, and I just want to warn you now. It is about the beating death of a young black man. This happened on January the 7th, and his name is Tyree, Tyre Nichols, Nichols. And Tyree was a resident of Memphis, Tennessee, and he worked for FedEx, and he was on his way home on January the 7th at night, and he was pulled over by Memphis police officers. I'm not sure what their reason is. I haven't watched the police video yet because it's just too disturbing. I've seen bits and pieces of it. I watched Dr. Grande's video about it, and then I've seen bits and pieces of it in YouTube videos, but it's very graphic and very disturbing. But I did watch the video that Tyree's mother did with Don Lemons on CNN, and to see this poor mother what she's had to go through in the past 3 weeks is just horrific. No mother should have to witness something like this happening to their child. And it's just so disturbing. It really just has wrenched my heart. But, African Americans, well, before I get into it, let me tell you what happened. I know some of y'all, most of you, I'm sure, have seen it. But Tyre Nichols was pulled over by Memphis police officers, and they were members of some type of drug force or race force called Scorpion. And those letters stand for something. Like I said, this is more about what happened to this young man and what his mother and his stepfather are having to face and to live with right now. But he was pulled over, and he tried to get away. I'm sure he was afraid of what might happen to him. And he was pepper sprayed, and then the police officers, one of them took out his baton and just beat him and beat him and beat him. And he started calling out for his mother, and his mother's house was less than 80 feet away. But it was just pure torture. It's graphic. It's disturbing, it's inhumane, it's barbaric. And why? Why did they do this to that young man? I don't even think they had a reason to be pulling him over, much less a reason to beat him to a pulp. But the interview that his mother did with Don Lemon, some people are a little disturbed from what I've read, that the police officers weren't charged with first-degree murder, but they have been charged with second-degree murder, which I believe is a better charge as far as the district attorney being able to make the charges stick. And his mother did seem to be pleased with those charges. But she said that all the good in Tyree will come out in this, and that his life is not lived in vain, and that, you know, this will make a difference. And I hope to God that it does. I mean, my son, he wrote this essay in 1996, and I'll read a little bit of it to you. And this is about racism, you know, whites against black and blacks against whites. But I believe that racism is prevalent even among races. You know, black police officers, they can be racist against their own race. And African Americans are victims of over-policing. The prisons are filled with more African Americans than with other races. It's just over-policing and putting people in prison when they don't even need to be there. All of these little petty drug charges and shoplifting charges and just ridiculousness. But my son wrote this essay on racism, and I will link it in the iCard above the video that I did about it. My son Jeremy said, "One thing that greatly bothers me in society today is racism. When someone judges a person based on the color of their skin, and that someone can be a person of the same skin color. I believe a person should become acquainted with someone before any judge of character can be made. People are all very much alike. We all have goals, ideas, future plans, and feelings. Although our shades of skin color may vary." Jeremy states, I'm going to quote this, "I have dealt with racism since I was a child in New Orleans. In elementary school, I got into a fight with a black kid for no reason. He didn't like me because I am white. This made me think about racism and why it exists. Other than different skin pigmentation, I had no differences with this kid. If racism could suddenly be ended, everyone's lives would be much better. Less fighting and tension would exist among people of different cultures. People could unify and work together to better our communities. Without racism, everyone could judge a person by knowing them instead of by seeing them. We should all do what we can to learn more about people of different races and the similarities we have with each other." I just feel so sorry for Tyree's mother and his stepfather. Now they have the death of their son to deal with. He did die from cardiac arrest and kidney failure. And the police had told his mother that she couldn't go to the hospital to see him because he was under arrest. And the way that his mother got the news about her son's dire condition was the doctors called her and said, "Why aren't you here?" She said, "Well, the police told me I couldn't come there because he's under arrest." And they told her that he's in serious condition and she needed to be there. And when she got there, she saw that he had just been beat to death. It's just horrible. Anyway, I just had to get on here today and talk about it. My heart is so sad. I just wish we could do something. How can we stop it? How can we stop it? Thank you guys for being here and for letting me share my heartfelt feelings. Thank you.